Ah, okay. Let me check that we're live. YouTube works. And I don't see LinkedIn. Did I not connect it properly? Sorry guys, give me 1 sec. Wait, no, I got the notification. Okay, it's working. All right, welcome back everybody. How are you all doing today? So, we're back. Same schedule as Monday. A little reminder, today's going to be a little bit of a shorter one compared to what I usually do. So I'm like an hour. Like normally I used to do like 3 hours. I can't do that anymore. I have somewhere to be at 9, but I'll hang out for like an hour and a half trying to get some code going on. But yeah, welcome. Today I just kind of worked until like I wake up at like 5:30 and then I work all the way up to like 4 and get home at like 5. Hi, great car, thank you. It's wait, what it's supposed to be? It's a Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. And the theme today is we're gonna be steering Claude to help us make an app. Claude, like Anthropic's version of ChatGPT. So today, like what we're gonna do, what I mentioned on Monday, which is we're gonna be creating a RAG system. And for those of you who don't know, a RAG system is basically like an AI application where the AI, when you prompt it, this is gonna be like a chatbot. So you're gonna be able to ask it questions. And so when you ask it questions, it gathers from its training. We're gonna give it some documents for training, and it's gonna go look at the documents from its training and look at the ones that are most relevant to answer your question, and it's gonna be able to cite them in order to answer the question you're giving it. So, for example, in our case, we're making one for research. So the specific use case here is you have your literature review in research, right? And you have all of the references for your paper. So let's say at some point you have all those references in Zotero and then you have them in your computer. You can upload them to this application and then you can ask questions about all of them. So let's say, for example, you have a question if any of the references or the documents in your literature, if they reference let's say for my example that I study like right now we're studying bipolar disorder. Let's say if any of them talk about the impacts of bipolar disorder in terms of work productivity and what they say about it. So we can ask that question to our system, to our AI. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna look on its documents and find all the relevant documents. Like you can ask it to find the top 5 relevant documents from its training set. It's gonna pull those and be able to reference them in the answer. So when it's giving you the answer, it's gonna be able to say, according to what I found in this study, and you're gonna have like some sort of link that you can check to go back to what specific portion of the study it's referencing, which you might have seen already in like when you're doing a Google search. And actually, let's do that right now. So right here, let's go do like a Google search and then we'll find how big are sloths, for example. So if you see here, it pulled it says 4 sources. No, 5 National Zoo plus 4. So it has some sources it's attributing it to. So the way it does this is with RAG. It's called Retrieval-Augmented Generation. So it puts a bunch of documents into its training set. So what basically Google does here is you do a search, it puts the main results, the main web pages into like it's called a vector database, and then when you're asking the question, it looks in that vector database to the answers or the documents that are most similar to the question you're asking. And so it's then gonna pull like three, let's say 3, 4, 5 of those, and then it's going to be able to reference them in its answer like it's doing here. It's going to be able to pull some references. And so in our use case, like I mentioned, we're let me go back to the big screen. We're asking questions about research, and we're asking if it's something covered in the literature. It's going to be able to pull chunks of that research and reference them in its answer. And this is very, very useful for researchers when you're doing your literature review. You can put a bunch of documents in there and then find the ones that are most relevant to your study specifically. This probably already exists. In fact, I think I saw something on LinkedIn today about it, about somebody else that had done it, and like it's something that has to exist at this point. Like it's not too hard to make. But the reason why I want to do it is because I sort of need to learn a little bit of C# for work, so it's useful for that. And then I'm working a lot with LLMs, and I'm very interested in them at the moment. So it's going to be very useful to get comfortable with those, especially because we're going to be using local LLMs. We're not going to be using like ChatGPT or Claude. We're going to run a local AI model in my computer. And that's going to be the thing that powers the application. Just give me 1 second. I am going to I'm going to turn on the lights and I'll be back. Okay. So without further ado, after that brief introduction, and like I mentioned, today's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this intro, and I'm going to try to get started. We're going to go into our Lorcana card of the day segment. So let me go here, and then we're going to click in here. And this is going to be the Lorcana card of the day. It's Anna Icebreaker. It's 4 cost inkable. With 2 strength, this is the attack. This is 3 willpowers. This is the defense. This is obviously Anna from Frozen, if you can't tell already. And it's a character with support, which means that whenever it quests, you can add its strength to another character, so you can make another character more powerful. And it says, when you play this character, the chosen opposing character can't ready at the start of their next turn. And it quests for 2. It's by the artist is Ian McDonald. He's very popular in Lorcana. He does a lot of the cards. His artwork is really cool, as you can tell. He's card 72 out of 204 from set 7 in English. This card is okay. It's not bad. It's okay. I'd say it's pretty decent if you're playing Draft. So Draft, for those of you who don't know, is something that happens at the beginning of the season. Usually it's some event where you kind of open packs and then play with whatever you get. So I think this is a pretty good card in that sense. I probably wouldn't put it in a deck. It's not too good otherwise. Even for Draft, I don't think it's amazing, but it's not horrible. The problem with it is it's too expensive for a 2/3 stat line. It's nice that it has the two quests for lore. The support doesn't really do much for it. Like I guess you can give 2 strength to something else. But it's sort of like I mentioned, like just okay. All right. So let's get started with this, and I have no idea how to start. I didn't do any previous research on how we're gonna do this. Let's do it in the Yosa. And I'm gonna, well, I guess I put it in the title in my Instagram. I guess I have to use Claude now. Okay, so let's go to our home directory, and then I guess this would be personal, and we're gonna make a directory that's gonna be called, what do we want to call this? What did I call it on my LinkedIn? Building a RAG system for research papers. Okay, let's start prompting Claude. Why not? Let's copy this, and then we're gonna ask it. give me names for an application like this. Also, nice note here, Sonnet 5 is out and available to everybody. Apparently it's like a little bit better than Sonnet 4.6, which is what we were at. So I recommend trying it out. I've been trying it out at work a little bit. It's pretty decent. It says Sightly, Corpus Callosum. No, definitely not. Quorum. Marginalia, Preprint, Bibliomancy, Paper Trail, Site, Lit Rag. I don't hate this. I was gonna call it, what was I gonna call it? Rag Research, I think. Which is nice for the alliteration, but I guess Lit Rag is nice, I guess. Corpus.net, Ground Truth, Argus Scribe, and Raptor. I'm not gonna do acronyms, fuck that. Sorry, fudge that. So we're gonna go with Lit Rag or Rag Research. You know what, it doesn't matter, let's go with Lit Rag. Lit Rag. Okay, let's create a new chat. And then we're gonna ask, actually no, let's go back to this one. Can I go into this text box? No? Okay. Nice. How do I create a .NET project for this purpose? Tell me just how to create the template to start recording. I probably need .NET. .NET installation. So it says, I don't have .NET, so I have to install it. Install on Linux Ubuntu. What version of Ubuntu is this? I think it's the most recent one, probably. How to check my version of Ubuntu terminal. LSB relays -8. Okay. 24. Okay, so it's not the most recent one. 24.04. Okay, we're gonna go with that. The runtime is only... Yeah, probably the runtime. You need to install the corresponding runtime. Yeah, so this is the same process, 26. Okay. SDK 10. Sure. I'm gonna put in my password. So just for a little bit of a preview of what I want to do today while this loads. Today, I don't know how much of this I'll get done, but I want to be able to take a PDF file. And so for what we're gonna feed into the AI, I don't want to pass this whole thing. This is too big for it to think of. And also, if I'm trying to ask questions about it, I would like to go to the specific section of the paper that it's at, and not like the whole paper. Like, I don't, if it's like a 50-page paper, and it just gives me the paper as reference, I don't want to have to like go through it. I just want it to give me the specific section where it found it. So we're gonna try to build something that takes this PDF, and like breaks it into chunks. So we'll say this is chunk 1, this is chunk 2, this is chunk 3, and then we're gonna feed all these into the AI, not this. Okay, now let's go back here. So it called it Research Rag for some reason, even though I didn't tell it to. But we're gonna call it lit rag. Lit rag, right? That's what we called it. .NET new console. Okay, what are these for? Oh, it's pulling from my history. Okay, I should probably. Okay, let me ask a new chat and like incognito, so it doesn't try to pull from my history because it's doing stuff because I've done it before, I guess. Go here. Show me how you would create a .NET project that does this. I don't like these. Like these verbs, crystallizing, untangling. Who do you think I am? Just tell me, like, you're thinking. No, no, I don't need you to give me the whole project. Just show me how to create it. This is the steering part. You know, maybe. Bah. Is it worth it? I guess I was trying to. Okay, let's see. What happens if I do that and then put it there and then go. Oh. I guess. Put the car back. If it blocks the screen, just let me know. Just answer me, please. This is gonna use Solama. Actually, I want to use probably VLLM because I haven't tried that and I want to learn. I'm gonna cancel it. Don't give me the whole project structure yet. The whole project code yet. Just show me how I would the initial template. Contemplating. There you go. So we did that, and then new class lib. Class library for the rag logic, a CLI to drive it. Why a CLI? American similarity store. No, okay. I don't want to interact with it using a CLI. Fronted for it, which I'll figure out later. For now, it should be an API. And I do want to start using a vector database right away. I'm gonna say not sure, recommend one. Fast vector database for RAG. Qdrant. Okay, so we recommend the Qdrant. So we're gonna have core and API. Core is all the RAG logic, no web framework dependency, and the API, thin ASP.NET core layer on top. So I assume what we're gonna do here is we're gonna implement all the functions in here, and then this is just gonna be the API, and we're gonna call the functions in core. I think that sounds right. Okay, let's go back here. I like this, but we're gonna call it litrag. Instead of I'm just gonna get it to do the commands again. I'm just lazy today. The app is called litrag, not rag. Research. Give me commands again. Should I just call this like vibe coding? I feel like I'm not doing anything, but okay, this is just for the setup. This is just for the setup. I'm gonna try to learn. Okay, so class lib. Nice. Web API. Okay. We add a CS project, which from what I know is how you figure out the dependencies. Like you write down your dependencies for each part in here in the CS branch. It's like a build file, kind of. Then litrag API is gonna reference litrag core. So this is I think what we were talking about, which is we're gonna have the API is just gonna be like the serving code, and then we're gonna reference everything from core. And then we're gonna add PDF pig and Qdrant client. What is PDF pig? Reading text and content from PDF files. It also supports basic PDF file creation. You know what? Sure. I'm sure we can reverse this later if we need to. And then Qdrant client. Okay. By the way, if you ever have any questions while you're watching, I can help. Even if they sound dumb, even if you're a little bit lost, I'll try to explain in very simple terms. You don't have to understand everything, but it would be if you would like to know more, I can explain. And then we're gonna do a little .NET build. Okay, cool. Run Qdrant locally, separate terminal compose file. Sure. So we're gonna create a new terminal, WSL, there, cd poop, personal, and then litrag. Okay. And then here we're gonna run this. I don't think I have Docker. I do not. Okay. Let's install Docker desktop. Sure. Sure, let's do Microsoft Store. substore Docker. So for those of you who don't know, Docker is like it says here, it's a containerization software for developers and teams. What does that mean? It basically, you know, we have this problem a lot in software development where you create an application, right? And then you're like, oh, it's working properly in my machine. And then you go and send it to a colleague, or you go and send it to your end user, and then it behaves differently. It behaves differently from what it looks like in your computer. So like sometimes maybe in your computer you click a button and it works properly, but in their computer you click a button and it just breaks everything. So we need that like sort of consistency in between computers. So that's what Docker Desktop does, or what Docker does for us. It basically, I made it in time today. How are you, Jen? How are you doing? I'm explaining Docker a little bit. So what Docker allows you to do is like avoid that problem entirely. And so what I do is instead of running the program I have locally in my computer, I create a Docker container, which is sort of like, if you're familiar with it, it's a virtual machine. And what a virtual machine is basically you're creating like a simulation of a computer inside your computer. How do we explain it better? So you're not running it in your computer itself, you're simulating a different environment. So for example, you could have a Docker container with running the Mac operating system instead of in your Windows computer, is what I'm trying to say. So let's say in this container in which you have Mac, there you run your app, and so then when you're sending it to your friend, instead of sending the app directly, you send them the container. And so the container already has the app inside. They can just open the container and it's going to be working properly because it simulates that environment inside their computer. So it's all technically in the same environment, which is that Docker container, that Mac environment, which makes it so that it works the same in your computer and in their computer. It's not a difference of like, you figure out that it's not a difference in like your architecture, that you have different computers. If there's a problem, you know it's a problem with the app, and you can guarantee that. So that's what Docker helps us to do. There's more uses to it, but I think the idea came first because of that. So, okay, now it's running. Permission denied. Okay, sudo. We're just gonna run it with sudo. Sudo. There you go. I don't even think I needed to install Docker Desktop. I think I could have just done this, but whatever. I think it's done. So now that that's running, resulting shape. Okay, let's compare. ls minus. Okay. I didn't need you to spit all this. Is there a way to do this nicely? Do you do ls nicely, like this? That is not what I meant to paste, but sure.
First of all, what went through my mind is how stupid am I to actually volunteer for this?
Fine. What is blessing our ears right now? 31 seconds sap dance. Nice. Yo, quiet please. Hey.
It was unbelievably.
Hey Claude, what is he doing? All I know is npm run dev. Yeah, maybe ask Claude. I have. Well, you've seen. I have Claude up here. We're steering Claude today. Okay. So, let me pull this to the side. So we have the SLN, which is SLNX in this case, then source. Then in source there's API and core. Then in API there's the CS project. And then we have some HTTP, program.cs, properties, that's fine. Then in properties we have launch settings with JSON. I think that's fine. I think this is fine. And then this is debug, whatever. Then in core, we should have a CS project, and then we have all this stuff. Okay, good enough. Yeah, I'm not using VS Code or Writer. Just kidding, I love you. I love you too. Actually, is this I love you? I think it's isn't it like hugs and kisses or whatever? I don't know. I just remember Gossip Girl. Okay, so in just in like a very general overview, what should I do next? I believe it should be some sort of chunking mechanism that would be written in core, but let me know. See, I don't know. This playlist is so weird. It has some like bangers, and then it has some like weird ass music. It says models first. No Pocos and saves you from reshipping signatures 3 times later. I don't know what this means. A paper title and a list of page. Okay. Okay, you know what? I think this is gonna be part of it, but I'm gonna go to Linux, Ubuntu, home, this, and then personal, and then litrag, and then source. So in core, we're gonna create something here, and it's gonna be called, this is just gonna be our sample papers for testing. And then here we're gonna save some sample papers I'm gonna go find. Let me go to my drive. I think I can open this. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, this is all public, right? Literature. Okay, let's do these. And then let's unzip them here. And then, so go to downloads, then extract all. Does anybody have some like good research paper? Like, great music, great live, and great car. Thank you. I know. I wish I had this car. I wish I had a car. Anyway, let me go here, extract all. We're gonna go to Ubuntu. Where's Ubuntu? It's not showing me yet. Okay, we're gonna move this in here. We're gonna extract all into here. There we work. There you go. Let me delete these. Okay, so now we have the papers. Let me open them. Allow. Uh, uh, cancel. Sure. Okay, so understanding the language of ADHD and autism communities in social media. Nice. Okay, so we have that one. Then we have converging representation of ADHD and autism in social media, linguistic and topic analysis of trends and Reddit data. Nice. Neurodivergent experiences in communication sciences and disorder programs as reflected in Reddit. Okay, so this is in social media. Well, yeah, it is social media, but it's about communication sciences and disorder programs. And this is algorithms, motion, hiring, NLP analysis on your divergent Reddit communities. And then the last one, NLP to partition Reddit posts related to neurodiversity and employment. Okay, cool. So we're gonna be able to ask, but by the end of this project, we should be able to put these in and then ask questions about them. And it's gonna be able to pull relevant parts of it. So we have the PDFs now. Let's look up how to use PDF Pig. Using PDF document open for each page, string text, and then you put in an enumerable. Okay. Easy enough. So let's explore a little bit. Source, core, class1.cs. So we have this class 1, which tree-setter parser for C#. Do I have the LSP? I do not, and I remember this setting this up is kind of a pain in the ass. Because it's not working right. Yeah, nope, we don't have an LSP. Okay, so it should be Roslyn. But okay, no, I remember you don't install it from here. You go, okay, Roslyn install. I don't think we're gonna get much done. Where is it? Roslyn LSP. Okay, installation Mason. So we're gonna put this in our config. And it's Lua. Okay, require Mason.setup. So let me delete that, and then we're gonna add this. Okay, and then reset Neovim. For the core. Okay, now I actually need to install Roslyn. Roslyn, which is this one, which is the same version as VS Code. Okay, and now we exit, we go back in, just go to an ECS file, and then LSP info, I think. No active clients. Okay, there's another. There's like Mason log. No, I don't think this was it. Let's play lookup. Installation succeeded. Okay. So let's be info. What about check health? Roslyn. Okay. Okay, what happens if I do GD? I guess that doesn't help. If I... Using ugly toad previous thing. Okay, let's see. Do this separately. How do I attach an OSP to CS files? OmniSharp. Oh, OmniSharp is a different OSP. I want to use Roslyn. How do I force it on .cs files? FTCS. Just loads the plugin when a CS buffer opens. Set file type question mark CS. Okay. So let's go to my config. Nope. Actually, that shouldn't be here. We're gonna go just down. And we'll put it right here, why not? Uh-huh. Okay, and here should be a comma. Okay, and then open it again. Oh, I put a Roslyn done in Vim. That's not what I meant to do, but let's see if it works. Well, I get errors now. Using namespace. Okay, seems to be working now. Where was the... This is Roslyn. Back here. So let's say I go using... Okay, ugly toad PDF pig. I'm using directive is unnecessary. Sure, but let me do it. Okay, let's do the example of like reading a PDF. Let's see if we get an error doing this. Semicolon expected. Okay, my guess is this is not how you do classes. Okay, let me get like a small working example. Small. I like to learn by doing. I didn't research the syntax for C#, so I'm like completely blind to whatever I'm doing. A using block can sit directly inside a class body. Okay. So I think I don't. Okay, let's just put this at the bottom. I think I don't need to actually import these. Do I? Oh, maybe I did. Public void. So yeah, it's just a class. So you create like a method for it. Read PDF does not access instance data. Can be marked as static. Sure. Let's mark it as static. Why not? Does that work? Yeah. So you give it a path, and then for each document, it extracts the text, and then text length chars, word count, words. Sure, this is just a word counter. So now, let me go into, I guess I can't type. To actually call it in program.cs of a console test project. Can I create a test? What's program.cs do? So yeah, I don't want to create the API yet. Or you know what? Let's do it. How do I use the API module I created to okay, so in class 1, instead of write line, we're just gonna return that. Okay, so let me copy whatever's inside here, and then we're gonna return that. Returns void, return keyword myself. Okay, so we're gonna return a string. Not all code paths return a value. Oh, because it does this for each page. Okay, so we're gonna we're gonna just create an array. How do you create an array? String page info equal that. Okay, So I have to put the brackets here. Declare but never used, and so here we're gonna do page info dot append. Calls append but does not use the value method returns. Okay, so how does append work? Appends a value at the end of the sequence. How do I append at the end of the array? Using a list. Sure. Let's use a list. So list string and then page info. So we just create it and then dot add. What do you mean assigned local? Like, does it not actually like provide it to like the whole function as context? Do I have to like set it like something like global list or something like that? Oh. Okay, so how do I create an empty list of strings? Okay, so we just do that. Now it works. Okay, so we add them all, and then we return them. We return page info at the end, and it's gonna say no because I'm supposed to return a string, but instead we're gonna return a list of string. And now it works. And so now how do I use it in the API? Okay. How do I use the following function to return this text in the API? When making a GET request with a path as part of the query string, I guess. Okay, so we have that. So now we're gonna go outside, we're gonna go to our API. So where does that go? Okay, so it says I need to add something. Also add using system.link. I guess sure. System.link queue. Words count uses it. Sure. One thing we're finding if you're accepting a raw file system path. Hitting the endpoint compat. Sure, but it's for a demo. It's fine. Let me just ask, where do I add the code that you gave me? I assume it's API program.cs right here. It has a weather forecast by default. So I think I can just replace all of this with this. I'm gonna paste it like that. And then I'm gonna do BG. And it's gonna be /PDF. We're gonna call /PDF. And then this is how we call it. Okay, so we save. Let's do .NET run. .NET run source lit rag. What if I just so we're gonna source litrag.api. Couldn't find a project to run. A shader project exists. I hate every time that happens. Oh, okay. So I need to do this. Give me that command. So we're gonna pass it the path, and so the I guess the path. I have it in my downloads, don't I? Okay, let's have it in my downloads. And so we're gonna call it papers. And then let's copy. How many pages does this have? It has 9 pages. Okay. Which one's the one? I mean, this one's supposed to be small. 25 pages. Never mind. So we're just gonna grab this. Where do I copy the path? Copy as path. And then we're gonna pass it without the colons here. It's not in 5000. 5278. File not found. Did I? Okay, maybe. So we're So maybe it's only reading paths from inside. I don't think I need to have this running yet. So we're gonna get the path for the PDF, which would be source for sample papers. I guess this is not right. ls source litreg.core sample papers, and then just give me any of them. Kalantari. Okay, maybe this works. So maybe We're gonna do that slash personal slash lit rag slash source. Maybe I don't need this. Okay, so this right here should be a forwards thing. If not, I might just hard code it. Kalanta. Oh, there's an extra space here. Personal lit rag, lit rag core, sample papers, Kalantari, understanding of language radiation, and system in the clinic. Okay. So let's just hard code it. Hard code the following path into the get request and ignore the query string. And then I need to actually give it the path. So program.cs, and then copy this, go down, paste, down, paste, 14K, oop, DGG, I'm gonna equals. Sure, hopefully this works. Now I just need to run it again. Now we should be able to just do that. Okay, maybe there's something wrong with my core. I have to leave soon. Sure. Oh. Yeah. That makes sense. Sample papers. Atari 20. What if I just do this? Okay, let me show this to it. Here. Program. EG. Copy. Paste. Done. Cancel. Run. Okay.
That's all right.
Nice. Okay, it works. So let's double check. So we opened that Kalantari paper, which should be this one. So it says page 1 has 726 characters and 178 words. Let's word counter. The thing is, it says 689 characters. It says 726 here. But I'm assuming these images, they count as characters. So let's ignore that page for now. And let's do this one instead. So page 2, 803 and 5,519. 860 and 5,630. See, I'm assuming there's just like hidden text places, which is kind of annoying because this, I guess it reads this too. This is page 3. So it should have 924 and 696. See, it has a little bit more. Okay, what if we return the text itself? Let's do that little fix. Then let's go to, not API, we'll go to core. So in here, we're actually going to return a list of strings. But in here in page info.add, words dot all. What does this do? Nope. To array. No. To string. I don't mind that. That is fine by me. Dot chunk? No, not chunk. Can we truncate? How do I only get the first 500 words of each page in the array? The useless generic type rather than actual text. You need to pull the text off each word and join them. Here's the fix, limited to 500 words. Sure thing, buddy. Okay. G, copy, paste. We're not using text extractor, I think. Let's say this works. It just gets the first 500 words. There's gotta be a way to like .NET run while also watching the files and like compiling again, or am I thinking too JavaScript? Well, pretty print. That's a little bit better. Okay. So, the first 500 words on here, it's see discussion stats and author profiles for this publication. Understanding the language of ADHD and autism. And then here, 2023 IEEE International Conference on Big Data. And then there's like a 978 there. Oh, so it's this whole part goes first. And then this part goes next. And then it's this part. And then the names of the authors, and then where's the abstract? Abstract health communities, yeah. So first 100 words. Okay, nice. And then let's just, we did a spot check. Let's do the last page. Table 1, ADHD topics, view publication, where's games, HTTPS, okay. Okay, nice. So I'm gonna call it there. We didn't get to the chunking part. We just were able to like parse a PDF and like print it using an API, but I feel like that's pretty decent. So we're gonna look at status. I did not initial. Okay, so get in it. Let's go create a repo. New repo. We're gonna call it lit reg. And then I'm gonna copy the description that I gave Claude. A rag system for academic papers in Sharp and local. I'm gonna go listen to just like. Okay, this is gonna be a description. Public, no get ignore. And then, okay, get status. We're gonna get at period, get status again. Okay, we're gonna find git ignore for .NET projects. So then .get ignore, paste that there, then get status. Yeah, see, I feel like there still shouldn't be this many files, so git remove minus cached. Or no, I think even easier is just remove -rf.get. Then if we do get status, it's gonna say nothing. Then we do get init. Then we do get status. Now if we do get that period and get status again, it adds the CS project HTTP. The CS it's not as much anymore. And now we can actually git commit -m initial commit can read PDF files and expose them through an API. Done. Go back. Do that. Do these. Okay, I need to get an access token. Okay, I'm gonna switch my screen to full camera for a second while I do this. I'm basically just gonna go get a token. I mean, okay, yeah, no, this is not gonna work. Forget. If I get the GitHub CLI, I can authenticate, and I guess like a, Do I do that? You know what? Sure, let's do it that way. Okay, GitHub CLI. Sure. Just gonna copy this totally not sketchy script. Okay, and now GitHub out. Login. Or GitHub auth setup git. Oh, GitHub auth login. GitHub.com. HTTPS. Yes. Login with a web browser. Copy as code. Do that. Okay. Just do that. Sign in as a Jambot. Paste that. Authorize. Okay. Logged in. So now if I do git push -u origin, main, is it a little u? It's a little u. Okay. Can I retrieve latest commit at this time? For why? Okay. Cool. So let's go to link. I'll put him in LinkedIn and YouTube. I'll put the links to the repo. View as member. Edit this post. Check out the code on GitHub here. And then I'll do the same for YouTube. And I'll edit video. And then do that. Okay. So you can check out the code that I have in YouTube so far, like that I have in GitHub so far. It's gonna be this link up here. So far today what we did was set it up so that in core we're able to read a PDF file through a function, and then inside our API we can retrieve the text that we retrieve from the files using that function, and then we just basically expose it in a GET request. We expose it in a GET request so anybody can just use the API to return the text, the first 500 words from each page of that document specifically. Next time, I don't know when that's gonna be. Probably next Wednesday. Maybe I'll keep this schedule, and I might move it maybe to Tuesdays. Not sure yet. I'll figure out that this weekend. But next time we'll just now take that. We'll name the class properly because now it's just called class 1. That's gonna be called like PDF utils or something like that. And what we're gonna do with that class is make it so that you can read a PDF file, and then there's another function to chunk it. I don't know how we're gonna chunk it, but we're probably gonna say like, oh, chunk it into this many words or something like that. So we're gonna chunk it in parts, and we'll figure it out from there. Okay. All right. Thank you very much all for joining. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Let me know any thoughts, comments, and suggestions that you might have through like LinkedIn comments, or leave a comment on the YouTube video. And yeah, thank you. Bye bye.